The most famous reindeer of all, Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, had a very shiny nose.
Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. If you are new, hi, my name is Kelsey. If you are not new, I truly appreciate you coming back. I think I finally got the sound figured out. I am watching the sound bars right now. They look a lot higher. They also don't look like they are getting blown out. So fingers crossed that it is much better than the last few videos, because I like batch recorded and I didn't even notice the sound. So I apologize if you stuck through it on those videos. I truly appreciate you. Also, if you have been keeping up with my Vlogmas, then what do you think? I'm trying it out. It needs to be higher. So, I mean, I need something going on in the background, because the last video I watched back and it was just very plain. And I need something, but I also don't want too much. So let me know what you think. It's very basic right now, but it's the best I got. So how are you guys doing today? I hope you all are doing well. Today I am making a different kind of video. I've made like goal videos before, but this is different in the sense that it's kind of just 23 things that I want to do or stop doing or something like that before 2023 ends. So this is my list, obviously, of 23 things that personally I want to try and reflect on or incorporate into my life. Today is the 5th when I am filming this, so there is only, what, 26 more days left in this year. So I really want to kind of prioritize and get myself set up for success for the next year, because I feel like it comes every year, the first of the year, and you want to hit the ground running with those goals, but at the same time, it's like overwhelming because you're trying to change so much at one time where it can be hard to keep up with it. So this is my personal list. I like the things that I put on here. If you want to start or stop doing something, please leave it in the comments below. We can kind of inspire each other and help each other with some 2024 goals. So without further ado, let's hop into the video. Number one might seem kind of obvious, but number one is to revisit your goals and evaluate them. So look at the goals that you set for yourself for 2023. What worked and what didn't for you? What was a very realistic goal for you to hit? What was an unrealistic goal for you to hit? How can you move the needle from point A to point B a little bit better than you did last year? For me personally, I made a lot of big goals and I felt like I was making too many at the same time. So they kind of, instead of me just chipping away at one and then the next, I overwhelmed myself with too much and I kind of just gave up on the entire process. So I need to reevaluate that and look at the fact that maybe I just try and focus on 1 to 2 things at a time, master those, and then incorporate something else. And that was just something that I kind of learned about myself last year. And so now I am better prepared going into 2024, knowing not to set a plethora of goals. Number 2, create new goals. So this is pretty obvious for the start of the new year, but you want to make them attainable goals. You want to make it something that you feel like you can accomplish that maybe is just one step harder than what you're comfortable with. Because once you achieve that, you're more likely to continue to achieving other goals because you'll feel accomplished. So I don't want to say like set the goals small, but you want to just do like one step above what you're comfortable with. So again, taking 1 and 2, we're going to reevaluate and then we're going to create the new goals. 3 is probably one of my bigger tips, is to piggyback off of creating goals. You want to create measurable goals. This means that it is something numerically. You want to read 12 books. You want to upload 50 videos. You want to just something with a number on it. 24 self-care days, so that would be 2 a month. Anything with a number attached to it that you can check off of a list, write those down, because those are going to be something that you can physically see and you can attain, and then you can move the needle to the next marker for you. And I think having measurable goals personally for me is something that keeps me motivated, because I can see the number getting close to the goal number or whatever it might be. And I think just including those in the big overall goals really helps to break down a bigger goal into smaller little pieces. And once you attain those smaller pieces, it'll all feed into the bigger goal. So give yourself big overall goals, just generalized, and then also give yourself more specific measurable goals. Number 4 is something that I have never really put on my like bucket list or something I want to do list. This is to do more 30-day challenges. A lot of 30-day challenges are like create a budget and stick to it for 30 days or try and create this habit for 30 days. And I think that that is a really great rule of thumb just for trying to incorporate anything into your life. I currently have inserts for my 2024 planner for a 30-day budget challenge, and I am really excited to do that. I think giving yourself 30 days, you can tell yourself that you can do anything for 30 days. And once you complete that, it's like the motivation again to just continue, and it snowballs, and it's just this huge effect that can be really good. So I definitely want to start incorporating more 30-day challenges. Obviously, you can only do 12 of them max, but I think even just doing 2 or 3 more than you normally would a year is going to make a huge difference because they're designed to crack down for those 30 days. Number 5 is to start your New Year's goals. Like I said, I need to hit attainable goals. So if I hit the smaller goal first, I am more likely to continue to go. So what I want to do is I want to start my New Year's habits earlier because I don't want the first of the year to come and now I have 25 new habits that I am trying to start all at once. Right now, I am trying to focus more on balancing work and life and self-care. So that is kind of what I'm focusing on before the end of the year. I also want to try and focus more on my walking pad. I'm not that great with it yet, but I do want to focus on that before the end of the year. And then once the end of the year comes, I can set different goals, and I've kind of already built stamina. And it's not like I've just gone from doing nothing for the month to wanting to completely do a 180 on my life, which I am very guilty of doing, and that's normally how I do it. I have never started my New Year's goals in December, and I'm kind of excited to just break those down into smaller goals and start attaining those. Kind of in the same breath of that, I want to practice my routines. I know I've said this on the vlog before, but I have really gotten out of a morning skincare routine and a night skincare routine, and honestly, just a morning and night routine. I have completely let it go by the wayside. So I want to start practicing those before, again, the end of the year because I want them to be better. And I know a good morning routine is critical. And when I have a good morning routine, I feel good. When I have a good night routine, I feel good. So it's like, I don't understand why I can't just put the two together and get routines going. But I am focusing more on trying to start my routines earlier. Now I put this as like winter self-care, but I think in general, like I kind of already said, I just want to focus a little bit more on self-care. This means taking time for myself, doing the things that I maybe don't necessarily want to do, but I know that they are good for me. I want to get more into like my masks. I have so many face masks and I never use them. I really want to indulge in like this self-care season because it's cold, it's cozy, all that stuff. So I also, with the holidays and stuff like that, it's a lot of family. It can be taxing and it can be a little bit draining. So I really want to focus on myself and just trying to take better care of myself so I don't become snappy and short and mean. I want to start more gratitude. I really was good at this at the beginning of the year and I really fell off of it probably halfway through the year. I hit really low points in all honesty, and I felt like me writing what I was grateful for almost felt fake just because I was in such a dark place and I just didn't care. I didn't want to. It wasn't something that I thought was going to benefit me, but I do think that it does because obviously it just reframes your focus, the way that your brain thinks, and I need to rewire my brain. So I want to start my gratitude more because I just want to start 2024 on a good, healthy, happy mental note. I really want 2024 to be a brighter year than 2023 was for me. And I'm trying to set myself up for success for that with all of these things. They kind of piggyback off of each other, but I have them written down, and in my head, they do very different things. So this list for me really breaks down like how I want to achieve what I want to achieve next year. Number 9 is to create a vision board. I did this probably too late last year, but I did create a vision board. I absolutely love my vision board, and crazy enough is a lot of it is actually coming true. I am moving to California, not 2023 like I had on the vision board, but 2024, early 2024. And that's pretty much my entire vision board, and getting married and living in a nice house. And I think just having my vision board up on the wall and just looking at it, it reinvigorates yourself. I always thought it was kind of, I don't want to say useless, but it just wasn't worth it for me to take the time to create a vision board. But having done it, I can say that it was absolutely worth it, and I want to do it again because looking at pretty pictures, it just makes you want to achieve that, or at least for me. Number 10 is big for me. I, in full transparency, am drowning in credit card debt, so I need to budget better. I need to really write down what we're going to do. We're moving, so it's going to be a little bit hard and tricky for me to do that when we first move, but I think just getting a grip on it, really understanding where my money goes, and understanding that I am an emotional spender. When I get sad, I want to give myself the endorphin boost. When I get happy, I want to reward myself. So I'm really trying to break that cycle and that habit. And I think just having a strict budget is really going to help me basically think harder about every single thing that I want to buy. So I want to create the budget for me to stick to in the beginning of the year. Also, if I start tracking my expenses and stuff like that now, then I will have a better idea of what I'm looking at for the rest of the year, or at least January, because I'll have the data from this month to put into my budget notebook or anything like that for next month. Number 11 is a digital clean out. I unfollowed probably 300 people on my personal Instagram, and it has been incredible. I don't miss the people that I unfollowed. I feel much better going on my Instagram feed because I don't feel like I'm getting fed a fake life or this unattainable life. And I am the type of person where I will compare myself, and it's not healthy, but I do it. And I just need to be very mindful about who I'm following. Also, digital clean out. Let's clean out those inboxes. I know I have the same issue, but we all got to clean out the inboxes. We got to clean out the DMs. Just start everything fresh, get it all out of the way, and start anew as complete digital, and just clean up your whole digital life, okay? And in the physical world, we're gonna declutter our space. So this is a little bit more intense for me because we're moving. So I am in like a purge mode. If I haven't used it in the last 6 months, we're tossing it. It's going. So I am really going through everything right now, but I think that really decluttering your stuff, seeing what you need, what you don't, it allows space for you to either just have more room, or B, eventually replace it with something that is more meaningful to you, or not just this place filler. I have a problem where I will buy random stuff and have it be a placeholder, and then I move and I'm like, why did I even buy this? So I'm trying to be better and just kind of start with a clear, organized space in the house in general. Number 13, I really liked this one. I can't remember where I saw it, but it was trade one bad habit for one good habit. So I really like this idea because it's the thought of giving something up to create something better in your life. For me, I need to give up social media first thing in the morning, and I need to get up first thing in the morning. So I would be giving up social media in bed to just get out of bed and start my day. So that is my one thing that I really want to try and focus on. And just the idea of a trade-off, basically, it puts it into simpler terms, and I really like that, just that thought process. Okay, so I said that I wanted to not be the girl who purchased for sad and happy, but this one I strongly recommend. Number 14 is to reward yourself. It has been a hard year, at least for me. For a lot of people I know, it has been a really hard year. Sometimes you need to reward yourself for getting through it. I think that no matter what, at the end of the year, whether it was a good year, whether it was a bad year, I think that you do deserve a little reward, because honestly, life is hard and you made it to the end of another year. We're here, we're alive, we're trying to do better. Treat yourself. That's my philosophy. 15, this kind of piggybacks off of the self-care, but this is to take time for yourself. When family is in town, it is really hard to kind of separate yourself if you need to. I am a huge introvert. I'm the type of person I need to be alone to recharge. And when family is here, I have a tendency to just go and do what everyone else wants me to do. But this year I am going to let people do what they want to do. And if I want to stay home, I am going to allow myself to stay home and take that time for me. Because I have noticed at the end, I'm just very overwhelmed. I'm done with everybody, and it's like, I can't do this anymore. So I need to reevaluate, take a step back, and just take some time for myself in the midst of it before it becomes a problem, honestly. Number 16, it is be present. This time of year is so hectic. Everybody is kind of just focusing on the new year, the Christmas coming up, and all of this chaoticness. And it's really easy to get caught up in the moment and look back and be like, wow, I don't even remember the month of December. And I really just want to try and be more present. Everybody in my life, including me, everybody's getting older, and I just want to start to be more engaged and just there in headspace with people more, and just really try and stop looking forward to something and just enjoying what is right now. Just getting better at that. Number 17 is less social media. Now, I say this being a YouTuber, but for me, when I say less social media, I mean Instagram. I mindlessly scroll, and I think it's the depression, it's the ADHD, whatever you want to say it is, but I have a horrible problem where I mindlessly scroll. I will mindlessly scroll as we're watching TV, as I'm just sitting there. I will waste hours scrolling, and I need to stop. So, less social media before 2023, less social media before 2024, so we can just kind of take a step back for the entire year. Because the last month I got like really addicted to my phone. Number 18 is I want to do one uncomfortable thing. So for me, it's pretty much putting myself in some sort of social situation. I have a really hard time being uncomfortable and putting myself out there, where I will just seclude myself in the house. I want to say yes to a social opportunity, to something that makes me uncomfortable, but I know in the end it will benefit me overall. I don't want to do too much. My therapist and we call it, I can do this, but I can't do that. I can go out, but I can't stay out the whole time because I will get overwhelmed. So it's kind of this compromise in my head. And I think just pushing myself to do one more uncomfortable thing before the end of the year is really just, it helps my confidence every time. And it just shows me that my social anxiety has really gotten the better of me, and that we can do social things in small doses, and we're going to be okay. We're going to survive. Number 19. I love this one. Run your own race. Like I said, I compare myself. I compare myself to every single person I see, meet. I have a lot that I grew up with, but it is ingrained in me. And I am constantly used to not being the pretty one, the skinny one, the wanted one, the whatever. And I think in my adult life that has really kind of hindered me, in the sense that I focus on the peripheral a lot. Instead of just putting my head down and running my own race and getting to the finish line, when I get to the finish line, I am looking at everybody else around me and I'm getting distracted because I can't think of like a horse race. You have the blinders, and I need to keep those on because I am constantly comparing my numbers to other people's numbers, and it's not healthy. So I need to just run my own race, and I want to try and really focus on this because in 2024, I really want my content to take off, and I need to just run my own race, focus on my own thing, and stop getting distracted with what other people are doing. Number 20, I really like this idea. It is write a letter to your future self. I really want to start doing this at the beginning of the year and put it in like an envelope or somewhere, and at the end of the year, I want to open it. I'm the type of person where my mental health, there's no stability. There is no guessing how it's going to be. I have no clue half the time. And I think just me looking back and seeing how far I've come, or if nothing's changed, what needs to happen to get us to change. And I like the idea of just writing a letter to your future self at the beginning of the year, because you have 365 days to either become a better version of the person in the letter, or we're going to stay the same. And you're going to write a letter at the end of the year again, and you're going to see how much has not changed. So I really do want to sit down and write this letter to myself, seal it, and make promises to myself that things are going to be better and things are going to change, and we're going to take the steps to get there. Number 21 is to drop guilt. It is hard to let some things go. I am a people pleaser. I want everybody else around me to be happy before me. And I need to stop feeling guilty about putting myself first, or doing what's best for me, or moving on from something, or letting something go, or whatever that might be. I need to just stop feeling guilty for doing what's right for me. Now, that doesn't mean stomping all over people and being this me, I person. It's trying to take a step back from the people pleasing and just honestly just drop the guilt about wanting to take care of yourself a little bit better, because I'm a people pleaser, like I said, and I will always put others before me, and I need to stop. In some situations, I'm not saying completely, but I'm just saying it's become a little bit too far on the people pleaser side. Number 22 is I really want to lean into Christmas. Last year, I did not have the holiday spirit. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I was a little bah humbug, and I didn't really decorate. I mean, we did the Christmas tree, but I didn't really lean into it. And this year, I want to lean into Christmas. This is our final Christmas in Colorado with snow. So I really want to absorb it. I want to feel the Christmas magic. This year, I really want to lean into Christmas. And last but not least, number 23 is to have fun. All of these goals can seem so overwhelming, and like you're trying to be this zen, productive, just tank of a person or a machine of a person. And you have to take a step back and remember that you are human. You have to have fun with this, and you're going to trip and you're going to fall. It's about how you get back up, and it's okay. And you can laugh and you can enjoy yourself, and you can be stupid and funny and goofy and whatever. And it's okay to be that. And it's okay to just have fun. And sometimes that is the hardest thing to remind yourself to do. So I hope that you guys liked some of these. If you related to one, please let me know down in the comments which one you related to. If you are picking up any of these habits, let me know. But I hope you guys are doing wonderful, and let's all try and incorporate at least like 2 good habits before the end of the year. I think we can do it. All right, you guys, I will see you in the next video. Bye.
All of the other reindeer used to laugh and